Hello, hello, and welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. How is everyone today? I think I got the chat up and running. How are you today? This is Tipsy Tuesday Mastermind. We get together once a week on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for about 30 minutes. We have some guests on, we chit chat, kind of bring out, do some mindset and stuff like that. So if this is your first time at Tipsy Tuesday Mastermind, welcome. We are so excited to have you here, and you are more than welcome to come any Tuesday. We are here every single Tuesday. So today I have Jessica Daniels on. How are you?
Hey, Samantha, I am good. I'm doing better. I just got out of the hospital yesterday. Crazy. I had a little infection. It's still kind of there. But I promised to be here, and I am thrilled to be here on Tipsy Tuesday. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, so excited to have you. I cannot even believe yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, she's in the hospital. And then when I talked to you this morning, you're like, I'm ready. Let's do this. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Guys, right there, that's what it's all about. Showing up, making sure that you're showing up all the time, even after being in the hospital.
It's true. It's true. It's true. That's why I am where I am today, because of showing up. I mean, literally, like, that's the easiest part, is to show up. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It is super easy, but at first it can be very hard to do the showing up. That's for sure. Because I know when I first started, I was like, I wanted to hide. I wanted the links to go out and the richness to come in, but not allow myself to be vulnerable or put myself out there. So I think that, once you do get past that fear, and that's what you're going to talk about today. I'm so excited.
Yes, for sure. Definitely. I know I used to want to hide behind the computer screen too, but it's so important to brand yourself and get yourself out there. And even if you're scared, because people are going to relate to you. I mean, I tell people, like my new people, I say, go out there, do a video, and tell everyone it's my first video. People love that, because they know that you're real. They just love it. And people will show up and pat you on the back and cheer you on. So, it can be very scary, because you feel like people are going to judge you, or you're going to stumble on your words, you're going to say something wrong, but that's okay. Let everybody know, hey, I'm nervous.
And the thing is that, like, I've recently been doing a lot of Facebook Lives, and just the other day I did a Facebook Live where I mentioned GoDaddy instead of HostGator, and it's part of the world, it's part of the live. Everyone wants to see the reality. I mean, our reality TV is turned into such scripted TV that the reality truly comes from all of our social media and things like that. So people are dying for it.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Yes. Yeah. People love reality. I seen someone doing a video just driving in their car. I mean, people do that in their car a lot, but just driving in their car, going to pick up their mail, and just talking, and she had like hundreds of people tuning in, chiming in, just because you feel like you're in the car with the person. You feel like, it's just real,
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't quite gotten down the driving. I have done videos from the car, but I usually pull over.
Yeah. I do too. I don't do them while I'm driving either.
I just get so nervous. I'm not really one of those multitaskers. I'd be like, talk about reality.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Can't chew gum and talk at the same time.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit of your story. How'd you get started? How long have you been in?
Well, I come from a blue collar family. Everybody worked. There's no entrepreneurs in my family, no business owners. So that's kind of how we grew up. But I was on eBay and I came across some jewelry and candles, and they were giving them away, and I thought they were so cool, jewelry inside of a candle. So I was like, I can do this. I think I can do this. So that's how I started, just like on eBay, um, doing sponsored auctions, and I did okay. I recruited a lot of people. As a matter of fact, this was about 3 years ago. I still have like the first people that I recruited still on my team to this day, still making commissions. Every day I open up my computer, I open up my email, and there's commissions there. They're not huge, but that is just so cool. So I fell in love with the industry right away. I'm like, what? I can make money from other people's, you know? So, but it was hard work. It was so hard. I worked my face off to recruit people, and a lot of times it was, like convincing, and people that really didn't even want to do anything. So I recruited well over 100 reps, and today there's only like 4 left. So that just shows that people, if they're not determined and ambitious, they just fall back and continue to work or work a regular job. Because you really have to be, we're not normal entrepreneurs. We are just not normal people. We're like the only ones that'll work 90 hours a week to not have to work 40. But it's not like that forever, because once you build a big network and you continue to build relationships, and you learn how to market online, and you learn how to leverage your time, and you learn, it doesn't always have to be that way, right? So I found training, I found mentors, I found a coach, and I went all in. I just wanted to absorb everything. I wanted to learn everything, and I'm still in learning, and that's the big thing. I showed up. I mean, it's hard not to succeed when you have a system that you have huge top earners that are teaching you exactly what they do. You have a step-by-step plan as soon as you come in. So it's kind of hard not to. 9 live trainings a week, right? I show up, and then I implement what I learn, and then I go and teach it. And I talk to people, I expand my network, and it works. And people need training. They need, because network marketing companies, they really won't teach you like online attraction marketing, right? So, yeah, that's my story.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing is like you said, like at first it's hard, it could take me a day to write a blog when I first started blogging. And you always hear all these people who are like, you get to work 3 hours a day. You have to work up to that 3 hours a day. You have to get yourself understanding all the little things that go along with it to be able to go down to 3 hours. Because I noticed, I do the 0 level marketing that Diane talks about and stuff like that. So, and it's crazy because once I started doing that, I'm like, wow, it's like 10 o'clock and I'm done, of course I can optimize a little bit more and make a video and take my blog post and, do things like that. But for the most part, as long as you are staying consistent with it, it becomes easier and easier as you go. But it is tough at first. I mean, I can tell you guys, okay, so when I first started in the industry, I was in a company that was more focused towards women, more focused towards stay-at-home mom type things and stuff like that. So I literally went to Craigslist, and I got a lot of hand-me-downs from my sister's son, my nephew, for my son, and it was a blessing for me. But I didn't have anyone to transfer that blessing onto. So I decided to go, and this was before I found My Lead System Pro and all the marketing and stuff like that, but I decided to go over to Craigslist. And so what I did at Craigslist is I put on that I was going to give these baby clothes away because I needed to meet stay-at-home moms, and I had something that I also wanted to, pass on forward. And it was absolutely amazing to me how many people were like, can you drop it off at my house? It was just like, oh my God, like literally through the time that I started to now is when I realized that, guys, if you're going out there and you're saying it's free, it's easy, you're going to get the people who want free and easy. And those are not the hard workers. Those are the people who are going to drag you down. And they're the ones who are going to keep you on the phone for hours a day, asking for all your help. I mean, you do not want those people. You want, like, here, it's going to cost $1,000 to get in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the people who are willing to pay the $1,000 to get in are the hard workers.
Yes.
They're the ones who are like, I'm ready, I'm willing, and let's go.
Yes. Yes. Diamonds are hard to find. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would be rich. Everybody, right? It's not easy. It's not. And yeah, that's hypey. It's hypey. This industry is really hypey. You get people that say, you're going to make $1,000 before Christmas and all this. I don't want to attract those kind of people, right? And the people that are flashing money and like, it's just like a lottery ticket mentality. And no, it's not easy. It took me 3 years to build up almost 5,000 friends and 3,000 followers on Facebook, right? That does not happen overnight. And you got to get people to trust you and like you. And if you're just going out there and putting a sales page or just your products, you may make a sale here and there, but it's don't you want people coming to you? What are you doing? I want to know what you're doing, right? That's fun. That's when it becomes fun, right? So you got to put the work in first. For sure.
Yeah. The attraction marketing, and just like you were saying earlier about, your company is not teaching you the marketing part of it. And yeah, there can be some things in your back office that are teaching marketing and things like that, but your company has brought you in as the marketer. So they expect you to market their company, market their product. So you have to learn how to market. And how to market correctly is to be branding yourself. Because if you go out there, and I know there might be some people on right now that have been inside of companies for years. I was inside of a company for 5 years, and then they snagged my whole team from me because I didn't have the quota of so many orders per week. I had the amount. I had the amount of people, but the amount of people that were putting in the orders didn't match up. So they snagged them all from me. And at that point, I was like, what? And the whole time before that, I was branding them. So now that I'm mad at my company and I don't want to have anything to do with them, and I've been that person, underneath that company, it was really hard to change the view of who I was and go into the branding of myself, being the leader in the industry, not just in that company, in the industry itself, to be able to attract the people to you that you want to attract.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're still training old school. And old school, I mean, it works. And absolutely, you should be networking and hitting your family and friends and just telling everyone what you're up to, because I hear this all the time. It's never happened to me, but someone joins a company and they're scared to tell their sister-in-law, or they're fearful of it. Next thing they know, they're joining with someone else. Hey, and they're calling that person and saying, hey, I just started this business. I'm so excited about it. And you're like, huh, I've already been in this business for a couple months. Oh, no. And it happens all the time. So just like we recommend a restaurant, just like we recommend a movie to our friends and family, it's the same thing. You want to tell everybody what you're doing just in case. And it doesn't have to be a pitch. You can say, hey, I'm really excited about this thing I'm doing. You can come for the ride with me. That'd be awesome. If not, no big deal. But you have to put people in the know, let them know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, so the old school stuff, you should still be doing that. But in today's day and age, where's my phone? We check this darn thing on an average of 100 times a day. This day and age, you got to be online. You just have to be online, and nobody comes to Facebook to buy stuff. So just to throw in one extra step of putting some content out there, to attract your target audience to you. It makes things so much easier and so much more fun. You don't have to be a salesman. We're just problem solvers. That's it.
Yes. Hey, Marlon.
Hey, Marlon.
What's happening?
What's up?
Thanks for popping in. We got quite a few people here. Charles, what's happening? Sonia, Lauren, how is everybody? Got some YouTube watchers. How are you?
Hey.
So I want to go back to, you were saying content. Now, when I first started, I really started working online and working my business marketing, I kept hearing this word content. And I was like, what is that? So can you go into a little bit, for somebody who's maybe a little bit newer and doesn't understand what content is, what you mean by putting content out there?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many ways that you can put content out there online, via video, an article, blog post, even a typed out piece of post on Facebook. But you want to add value to the marketplace. You want to solve people's problems. And depending on what niche you're in, and depending on who you want to attract to you, I always tell my people this, because I have people that are in health and wellness, I have people that are in travel, I have people that are in makeup, I have people that are want to coach, who do you want to attract? Now, if you want to attract just customers for your products, your health and wellness products, then you would want to do content educating your audience about weight loss or skincare or things like that. Like, come up with an article like the 3 ways to lose belly fat in the next 30 days. That's going to attract people to you that want to read your article, but then you can drop in and embed little offers here and there. Oh, by the way, I have this weight loss shake that if you drink along with those 3 things, the 3 tips, right? People will be more apt to click on that link and buy your stuff. And plus, you're getting people to know, like, and trust you by giving value. Now, that's if you want to attract customers that buy your products. Me, I want to attract business builders. So I do content around business building tips. So, of course, I had to get training. So what I do is Ray Higdon's mantra: invest, learn, teach. I invest my time, possibly money, into my education about business building. I implement it, and then I go out and teach it to others to attract people to me. right? And when you're doing that, you can embed little offers inside your blog posts, inside your newsletter. You can embed little offers. And people are so much more apt to clicking your links if you're giving them value. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. And another thing along with Ray Higdon, one of the things that he says, like, if you're on this webinar and you're listening to it and you're going, okay, so I'm in health and wellness, or I'm in travel, but what do I do? Because there's a lot of people who might be in travel that don't travel a lot, but they want to travel a lot. So they're building the business to be able to travel. It's easy. Ray Higdon says, go to your supermarket, grab a travel magazine. The ones that are on the front cover, those are copy. That's done by professional copywriters. So you can grab a title, you can read the article, and then transfer it. Just like we had Marlon on last week, and Marlon talked about case, copy, and what was it? What is it? Copy and steal everything. That's his case. So he copies
that.
Yeah. So he copies and steals everything. And that's the way you do it. I mean, it's not, and for so many of us, we can sit back and we can be like, oh my gosh, isn't that copywriting? Oh, we can't just go over to someone's article and read it. And then no, because you're changing it. You're just like Jessica said, you're taking what you learn, you're applying it to your business to see results, and then you're sharing it. So you're not just taking something, and there's literally programs out there. Rob Four talks about programs that have a swipe. I mean, you literally can swipe people's stuff and then change it and be having it put everywhere. And that's what it's, so many people get into this industry and they think, I just need to go and I need to share my company everywhere. In this day and age, think about yourself. And when you're online and you're talking to people on Facebook and you're doing your prospecting or whatever, if there's someone who comes across and is like, oh, I see that you went to the gym today. I thought you were trying to lose weight, so I thought that maybe you would want to try this shake, wrap, whatever. And they send you this link. And you're like, what? Make sure to make a mental note of that, because we so often tend to turn around and do the same exact thing, but we think it's different because from us, it's coming from a place of passion, and it was coming from the passion too. So you just make mental note of what just annoyed you and don't do it. And also, we don't go out there and research, play things to do or whatever. We go out there and we want to be educated. And that's where the content comes into play, is you want to be educating your people, not just throwing stuff in their face, because we're throwing stuff in our face every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, and as humans, we are so used to and immune to ads, and if you see them, you just scroll right past. It's like, we're so used to that. So taking that one extra step and putting content out there. I know it seems like, and it's not an overnight thing, right? It's not. Passive marketing is a long-term strategy that you should be doing and utilizing, because time is going to pass anyway, right? So take that one extra step. And I think that's what holds people up. They don't want to take that extra step. They just want to put my ad out there, right? And it's just, you might get one or two, right? But it's not a long-term strategy. So content creation is so important. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And the blogs show so much authority. If you're on Facebook and if you just joined a company or whatever, and you've got your link and you've got your banner up, which, I don't recommend you having your company splattered everywhere because, like Jessica said earlier, people don't come on to Facebook or any kind of social media to buy things. That is interruption marketing is what you're doing over there. You're taking someone who's come online to find out what their friends did this weekend and go, hey, listen, by the way, and then they're like, oh, and so it's interruption marketing. They're gonna all of a sudden just be like transferred over into your place. So your blog is your hub, your blog is your home, and your social media is where you're taking people from here into your hub. And when you have something like that and people come over and they see your pretty smile and that you help entrepreneurs lose weight, or you know, whatever it is that you are doing and you're branding yourself around, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she has a blog? And then they're going to go over and they're going to want to check out your Instagram and your Facebook. And you know, before you know it, you're going to have people messaging you saying, I've been watching you for 6 months and, you know, I'm ready to join. I don't know what you do or whatever, but I'm ready. Yeah. And that's what happens. That's what starts to happen. And that's what you want to happen, versus chasing these people down and begging them. And, you know, just like we talked earlier, you know, the freebies, you know, these are the people that really, it's just time wasted on people who think that this get rich quick thing's gonna happen overnight. You know, we tend to see the end story when it comes to success. You know, we all of a sudden someone's everywhere and they're ranking and you're just like, oh my gosh, they just started.
Right.
No. They could have been doing this for 10 years. They just figured it out.
Exactly. Someone just said that about Keisha Bass. Gosh, she just started. I'm like, no. Keisha Bass has been around since 2007, 2008. And you can tell too when she speaks. Like, I love her.
Me too.
But yeah, no, you don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see how much time people put into their learning and self-development, personal development, personal growth, and how much they're on the phone and grinding all day, every day for years. You don't see any of that. You just see the success part of it.
Yeah. And like the phone, you know, so many people are so afraid of the phone. It's the same thing as everything that you're going to do as an entrepreneur in this industry or anywhere. You have to start and stay consistent, because, you know, you're going to get off the phone with that one. You're going to go, what did I just do? Like, I remember I used to just get on the phone and I'd be like, hey, just checking to make sure that you got my stuff and you're going to be on my newsletter, and you know, wanted to let them know about the newsletter. And then I'd get off the phone real fast before actually hearing their story or making that connection, because it was just like, I made the call, you know?
Yeah.
But you learn as you go and you get better as you go.
Yep. Yeah. It's hands-on. You got to do the do. You have to get your jersey dirty. You have to get out there and do it, because you're going to get better and better and better and better and less uncomfortable. Of course, success is not comfortable. You have to get on the other side. You got to get uncomfortable. Video used to petrify me, right? Right. But you got to do it. And now I'm a lot more comfortable on camera, but I used to. I hated the camera, you know.
We all want to hide, you know. We all want that quick success to happen because that's what we're told. You know, that's what we're told. We're told that this is, you know, you look at Michelle Pesco-Solido. She retired her husband in 6 months, which is true. But prior to that 6 months, she was the one person who nobody wanted at the swim meets, because she was constantly, you know, changing from one company to the other company, begging people. The 6 months was when she finally dove in. She realized that she had to have passive and active marketing. She started doing her blog, she started doing her advertising, and she got the training that she needed to get. And that's how fast it happened. But prior to that, it was years of struggles. So, I mean, it just really all depends on where you're really looking at it.
Yeah.
And like I always say, I'm like, the consistency, when I first heard consistency, the consistency is there because you have people who are watching. I don't care if you just started today and told 5 people, somebody's watching you. And they want to see that you're actually going to do it, because they don't want to join you and 3 months later you go, it really wasn't for me. Sorry, I'm out. So you do have people watching, so the consistency goes with them. But for me, the consistency was more for me. The more I blog, the more I start going, oh my gosh, now I can affiliate through Amazon. And when I read a book, I could put a link to the book from Amazon and make money over there. Where like that part of things wasn't something that made sense to me right away. Right. But it did after I started going into it. And that is the reason why branding yourself is so important too, is so that you can have these multiple, avenues of income, and people don't think anything of it. If you're branding your company and then you turn around and you're like, oh yeah, and now I'm doing this, people are like, well, now you're just confusing me. Like, what are you doing? Yep.
Yep. Like I said, yep. And when you're branding yourself, you can embed little offers and recommendations all over the place. On your blog, in your newsletter, in the signature of your newsletter. I get checks from Aweber, and there's no keeping track. When someone buys from my Aweber link, I don't know it, right? I just started receiving checks, and I was like, oh, whoa, this is awesome, right? So when you're putting value out there and you got links inside of your value, it pertains to what you're talking about with the value. Obviously, people start trusting you and they click on those links and buy your stuff. So yeah, when you're branding yourself, you can have all kinds of little things, Amazon and Aweber and a bunch of little things here and there. Coaching, I sell other people's coaching, and so if you're putting out a bunch of value, you can embed offers all you want, and you don't look bad doing it, right? If you're just making offers all the time, that doesn't look good.
Yeah. And not doing it yourself. Like you can't say, hey, here, buy this, but I've never gone through it. Like courses and things like that. You can't sell people's courses or people's books not having read them or gone through them. You got to do it yourself, and then the rest will follow. It's really about bettering yourself through the process.
Yeah. Earn while you learn.
Yep. And it is a process. It is not by any means a quick get rich quick. Can you? Absolutely. Absolutely. It just depends on where you're at. I met Jessica, 2 years ago? Almost 3 years ago?
Yeah, at least.
And we were completely different people then. We were just, and we came from different places when we met, how far we were, what we had done prior to meeting. It was just all a process, and everything that you do along the way, starting today, is a process for you. Whether you are a great writer and you're going to go out there and your blogging is going to, skyrocket in the next 3 weeks, or you're not a good writer and it takes you a little bit longer to build your blog. But as long as you're taking the step towards doing what you need to do to make this a successful place and industry for you, you're going to get there. And it's just like Ray Higdon says, what if it does take you 5 years to get to that 6-figure income? Is it worth it? 5 years. Okay, so if you're 30 years old and you're working a full-time job and you've got children and life is just crazy for you, but if you took 2 hours out of your day for the next 5 years to be able to earn 6 figures and have residual income coming in from streams all over, I mean, when people ask me, I'm like, I don't know how much like how much you make and things like that. I'm like, I literally am making money from 3 years ago, still today, off of things that I did 3 years ago. Today I could, I got a commission the first thing this morning off of a blog post I did 6 months ago. I mean, so, yeah, which is so exciting, isn't it?
That's when it gets fun. Yes. Yes. That's awesome.
But it does take time. It does take time to get there. It takes time to figure it all out because there's so much to do. And if you are out there and you are working and you're getting frustrated, there is always give it to someone else. Have someone else do that stuff for you. If you don't know how to build a banner on your blog, go over to Fiverr, pay the $5 and have someone else do it for you.
Yeah.
But if you do decide to do it yourself and you learn it, then you better make a video and get your content out there and teach someone else, because someone else is out there researching how to do that.
Exactly. And like Samantha just said, the passive, while you're doing your passive, make sure you're mixing in some active prospecting as well. There's got to be a balance there.
Yep. More active than passive for sure during your days, but you have to put that passive in as well.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm like, that was one of my problems for a while too, was the whole talking to people and getting out there, like we talked before, wanting to hide, wanting to not show me was a hard part.
Yeah, because I get people that are like, I'm blogging every day. I'm doing this every day. And I'm like, how many people have you talked to today? Well, I talked to a guy a couple days ago, and I'm like, at least 5 people a day. At least 5 people a day. Have a conversation with, and I follow like 10 people a day, every day. I try to follow, not friend them, but just if their follow button is on. Turn your follow buttons on, you guys, too.
Absolutely.
Make sure your follow button on Facebook is on.
Yeah, because that's definitely the route that Facebook is taking, is that following thing and stuff like that. So, well, we are getting up went past the 30 minutes today. Does anybody have any questions for Jessica? Do we want Jessica to come back out? Yes. We should have Marlon come back out. I love you guys when you guys come out. You guys are awesome. Teach so much.
I know. Your sidekick is gone. Where's Kelly Shields?
I know. I'm so lonely. I got to find myself a co-host. I've got this whole plan for Tipsy Tuesday. And so gotta talk.
Tipsy Tuesday is rocking too. My goodness, how long is Tipsy Tuesday? It's been over a year.
March of 2015 is when I got started.
Awesome. And so consistent, you guys. Now look at her. Look at how consistent this show has been. I don't think you've missed many Tuesdays.
No, I think I've only missed one. Personally.
Wow, you guys see?
Yeah.
Prime example of consistent.
Yeah, but Tipsy Tuesday has never, well, I take that back. It has been canceled, and the only reason it was canceled was because when YouTube went with their live, my webinars on air, wasn't told that this was happening. So the connection between the two happened to fall exactly on that Tuesday, and it wasn't working that Tuesday, so I had to cancel. But that is the only time.
I remember that too. That wasn't long ago when that happened.
Yeah.
When they made them changes. I remember that. That wasn't your fault, though. So Samantha Wall is very consistent.
I was here. That's one of a lot of the people that I talk to. You know, they're like, we know you as Tipsy Tuesday. We know you as Tipsy Tuesday. I'm like, well, great. they told me to do it, and I started doing it.
I love it. I love it. So cool.
So yeah. So if you guys have no questions, we're gonna tap out for today, and definitely have Jessica back on. And yeah.
So, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you guys all for showing up, and remember, stay tipsy. Bye for now.